Alright, yo, what's good, guys? We're back. And today is day 4 of playing with the Teen Titans Battlegrounds characters. And today I'm playing no other than the goth baddie herself, alright? Raven.
Damn, what is that, bro?
I know everyone had a crush on Raven, right? Like, you cannot be straight and haven't had a crush on Raven. But this game does not do her justice. Like, how do we go from this to this? Like, come on, bro. Like, this game is not doing her justice. Like, look at this face, bro. This is not Raven.
Whoa, check me out.
You know, I'll work with it. Raven's Raven at the end of the day. So, I guess any version of Raven's bad. Comment down below a black heart if you think Raven's fine as shit, alright? But enough gooning aside, let's get into her abilities. We're gonna do a character breakdown and then I'm gonna try to get some good gameplay. But Raven's kind of one of those characters where she's like very difficult to play, but she can also be very good, you know? Her difficulty level is kind of like a 4 out of 5 stars. But I'm gonna try to do my best. I'm pretty like mid-tier, but I know some stuff, so I'm gonna try to teach you guys how to be a decent Raven, alright? But first, let's start off with her abilities. She has 3 abilities. And I do not know what this first one is called. Dark Fervor. It's F-E-R-V-O-R. I have no idea what that says, but yeah, I'm just gonna call it the Dark F, alright? Her first ability, the Dark F. Now, when you first use it, as you can see, there's that little black spear, but the attack doesn't go off until that part right there, until the expansion. So I'll tell you when it goes off. Doesn't go off, boom, right there it goes off. Doesn't go off, boom. So the hitbox doesn't actually activate until the spike like that, boom. So try to keep that in mind. If you're pushing someone and you hit it before or you hit it after you're like right next to them, you'll just not do any damage until the expansion and you'll take unnecessary damage. So try to like pre-fire it, so once you already arrive at your position, it'll expand. But Raven has pretty good damage. I don't know how much exactly this does. I'll put it on the screen, but I think it's like 20 or something. So yeah, her abilities have pretty good damage. But the cooldown for it is 0.1 second, so it's not the fastest ever, so it's not spammable, but you know, you can still get it off in fights. But alright, let's get into her second ability, which is her Realm Warp. This is probably her best one I'm gonna use in this scenario because this Beast Boy's chasing me. I'm just gonna warp out, you see that? As you see, when I pull out her warp and I zoom all the way out, there's this big black like sphere or whatever. It kind of looks like that sphere in Las Vegas. So yeah, the teleport has like a height limit and it has like the diagonal limit of where you can go. It's not that bad, but if it was like infinite, it might be like broken. So I see why they did this. But that's pretty much it for her teleport. It's pretty straightforward. There is a cooldown to it. I think it's like 5 seconds. No, it's 9 seconds. So yeah, you got to really use this in certain situations, all right? You can either use it to escape or you can use it to push other people. It's your option, but just keep in mind it's 9 seconds. So that's kind of a lot. Okay, so apparently I forgot to go over this third ability, so I'm gonna try to go by it fast or try to talk about it fast because I don't want the video to drag out or seem like it's dragging out. So we got the Dark Blast, alright? Now this, I would think I was talking about how it expands. As you can see, that's the hitbox right there. And if someone gets hit by this, then they're just gonna get fling, like no matter what size they are. Like they could be the biggest fucking character in the game or the smallest and they'll still get hit by this and flinged, alright? But personally, I like to aim for like their toes area, just because once you do that, like no matter what character it is, they'll get shot up in the air, right? Because you're aiming at their feet, you're aiming at the ground, and then they're just gonna get shot up. It catches like most people off guard when you hit them at their feet because they just all of a sudden are in the air flying. And also I kind of like to not like camp the corner sides of the maps. That's a good spot to play Raven because this ability does kickback, and I believe her Dark F also has kickback too once it hits. Not as much as her Dark Blast, but it still has a little bit kickback. But I also like to jump before I use it because as you can see, she kind of just stays in the air as soon as you hit the ability. If you're in like midair jumping off of like one of these buildings or something, you could just hit the Dark Blast and you'll stay in midair. And there is a range limit to it, as you can see. Boom, that's pretty much the range limit. And this can also be added to that combo that I went over. I think I did go over that, but just to make sure, it can be added after you do the Dark F and then Warp, and then boom, you could just hit them with the third ability. Alright, now that we got her abilities out of the way, let's get into some like combos you could do with Raven, as I like to say. For this first little combo string I'm gonna show you with Raven, you first just want to use her Dark F to pretty much, you know, wait for the cooldown, and then right when you use your first ability, you want to teleport to where the player's at, just so once you go into the teleporter, you're already gonna deal damage because you use your first ability. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain. I know I kind of suck at explaining, but I'm just gonna show you. All right, so I'm gonna use my first ability and then teleport right after to where the opponent's at to deal the damage. Boom, as you see, once I went into the teleporter, it instantly just went off because I pre-fired it. All right, so after you get that hit in, you can also add in the Dark Blast, which is kind of like a 3-piece combo that you're using all your abilities with, and the cooldown should already be done by the time you do the teleport.
Nice.
But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it for Raven. This is the next day of me recording this. I did jam my finger. I was playing basketball with some friends and boom, I just jammed my finger, so the gameplay might not be that good, but this video needs to come out already. So many things just been stopping me from making it, so yeah, we're doing it today, and we already know who the next character is going to be because, you know, we already did all 4. We did Beast Boy, we did Robin, we did Starfire, we're doing Raven, so there's only one left. You guys know who it is. We saved the best for last, but until then, I'm gonna catch y'all later, guys. Hope you enjoy this flu game / injury gameplay. Peace.